I feel like this quote would have had a lot of potential if it was just flipped around. Although it's easy to use this cute little guy, it's a lot more difficult to use something ugly like this. But that's just the selfish perception of me. So, I'm going to prove nothing. I'm proving nothing from this. I think this is the lineup I'm going to choose for now. I might switch something out later. This team does not look particularly good. Alright, it has been decided. I swapped out Slowking for Starmie. First off, alright, Dr. Pepper and Captain Crunch. Really wonder where those names came from. Dr. Pepper knows Psychic, Dark Pulse, Wish, and Substitute, and is generally defensive, and can substitute in Wish if necessary. And also has a berry that lowers the power of ghost moves. Here, Gerald, I could not come up with any more names, has a very offensive moveset, has a lot of health, so it can swords, dance. Captain Crunch, I did not give an item because I forgot. Focus Ash, of course. And has Encore, Nasty Plot, and some good electric moves. Neon, whose ability literally means nothing right now in this context. Actually, what does Hyper Voice do? I just had an idea. It's illegal. Endermite, who replaced Slowbro. Surf, Ice Beam, Psychic, and Recover. Just generally powerful. And has Analytic, even though that doesn't matter with its extremely high speed. And Last Resort, who is a last resort and unaware of the situation that it is in when it is being used because it is a last resort. I do not expect to win, but if I do, that would be really cool. Alright, it is time to lose worse than I ever have before. Okay, this is not a situation that looks optimal. Alright, I'm gonna Volt switch out of there, because I'm predicting they're going to switch. I think they're switching into Excadrill. And they protected. And do I still switch? They are not switching out. Encore, does it work? And it did not work. Alright, I couldn't Volt switch that. I think it becomes very obvious very fast that I am terrible at this. And I'm going to make some very predictable switches. And oh no, they're faster. What if I'm not Mega Evolving just yet? Surf? They switched. Surf. And they resisted. Glad I didn't Mega there. They have, yeah, that's Dark type. Neon, switch in. Dark Pulse, okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna go for Substitute while they... Oh, yeah, they predicted that. Substitute. And I think... I'm just gonna go for a Moonblast. I'm glad I substituted there, because that is a bit of a shield I got. I'm not gonna be able to do anything if I Calm Mind, so I guess Stored Power, just go for it. Faded, alright, Calm Mind. My slightly higher special defense, and then I go for Stored Power. I lived on 2 and Stored Power, and that didn't do anything at all. Okay, I think I just let Neon go down here. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna go into something more unexpected. Dr. Pepper, who is going to Dark Pulse this, and it protected. Dark Pulse again, who cares? Oh no. I'm the fastest bird now. Oh wait, this is actually very scary. Oh wait. It was cool while it lasted. I did not exactly think this through. Why did it let me choose a Terra type if I can't Terrastalize? I was strategizing around that with Terra Dark. You know what? I'm gonna Moonblast it. Be as obvious as possible, but it'll still work anyway, because, oh no. What if I live one hit? What if? What if? Last Resort, I'm sorry, Last Resort, you're gonna have to... Yeah, alright. This is not a position that looks optimal right now. I'm still faster. I am still faster. Okay, that was slightly worse of an option. And I think I'm gonna predict the Dark Pulse and go into Captain Crunch, who is not going to... Wait, I forgot my only moves are electric. Dang it, I forgot. I was planning to use some cool move, but I forgot. I don't have any cool moves. Okay, and then I Volt Switch out of there. I did not expect to live that. Go back to Dr. Pepper. Alright, Excadrill is back. I don't think that I can really stop Excadrill at this point in time. Oh! And it didn't do anything. Alright, I think I lose here. Starmie is my only real counter to this. It's a ground type, so Mega Mawile can't even do anything here. Surf. Okay, that still is gonna do something. That still is gonna do something. And I'm gonna try recovering, because I am faster. Thunderbolt, and I'm out of there. Okay, I think I lose this. Alright, go, Gerald. Okay, I kind of have to go for something here. And, yeah, okay, they switched. Glad I Swords Danced here. Mega Gerald shall terrify the masses. Play rough. Acrobatics. Okay, resist. And then play rough. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I still am probably losing this, but I have a chance at the very least. Does this work? I go for Sucker Punch. And it worked! Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think if they switch to Aegis Slash, that's still a free hit. So no matter what they do, Iron Head is the best move, and kaboom. We go for another Iron Head. Yeah, King's Shield is going to be a pretty good counter. And now it just... Actually, I predict the Ghost move that they... Actually, well, I predict the attack move, not Ghost move in general, but attack move. Yep, okay, there we go. And then I think I win this. I was not expecting to win this. This was not what I expected. That is not what I was expecting. That was merely a fluke. I'm gonna try that again. Alright, and they sent in Metagross, and that did a decent amount, but not much, and Knockoff does more. So I guess I switch into Last Resort. Last Resort, be a Last Resort. I forgot it's Steel type! I forgot type matchups! Clear Body blocked it. Meteor Match did so much. Oh no. I really don't know what counters I have to this. Surf. Okay, I beat Metagross. Alright, I'm gonna recover. And it wished. We're both doing the same thing here. And they switched into Gallade. There has to be a reason they switched into Gallade, so I'm gonna predict that and switch into Last Resort again. Okay, that was not the right choice. I was thinking too hard about that, and that blew up in my face. Mega Moon Blast. Oh wait, that didn't matter. And I think, oh wait, the crit, what? I still lose, but that was pretty cool. Thunderbolt? Yeah. Alright, let's try that again. Why not, right? Oh no, they have Zygarde. Alright, so I'm predicting... I don't know. I assume that Captain Crunch... I meant to send in Sylveon, but it is what it is. I guess I'll Volt Switch out of there. Neon. Go. I lost leftovers, unfortunately. I'm gonna substitute while they're switching. Okay, that was the right choice. Does the substitute carry over? Alright, Starlight. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go for the Surf. Worst case scenario, they switch into Zygarde. Even then, that wouldn't be that unoptimal. Okay, there we go. Exactly what I was looking for. I think this is a speed tie, and they have extreme speed, so that no longer matters, but I have Ice Beam. Alright, now it's Greninja. So, I'll send Neon back in. Dark Pulse? Okay. Moonblast? Okay. That was an interesting scenario. Alright, they have sent in Excadrill. So, Flamethrower, just... Oh, I got one-shotted. Okay, it didn't work out the way I thought it would. So, Endermite is faster. Even if they switch, I can recover. I think the worst they could send out is Umbreon, and I could... Okay, that's... I forgot the type matchups were a thing. I can't Terra. I am still faster, so, you know, what if? Okay, it didn't do as much as I thought it would. And I just lost the gain that I gained from that. And that is why it's called Meganium. Oh, okay, so I think I just gotta go for it. Swords Dance, while they switch, it worked perfectly. This is the only thing that I think can beat the Excadrill. Glad I didn't go for Sucker Punch there, but now I'm paralyzed, very slow now, and they can obliterate me in less. Alright, Meganium, I Iron Head that, because it's Mega Evolved. And instant one-shot. And they forfeited! This does not seem like a fluke as much as it did before. What is happening? There's a consistent pattern here. If Mawile could get off a Swords Dance, it's just over. So, this team probably would be nothing without Mawile in it, but I think that is... I think that's a pretty cool dynamic. I'm predicting the Excadrill and I was wrong. Okay. So, I'll switch it to Clefable. Light Screen, oh no. Flamethrower. And they did the double screen. Flamethrower, just keep spamming. Just keep spamming. Just keep flamethrowering, it'll work if I do it enough. No. Alright, I'm going to get one shot by that, so Ender might get back in there. And they Swords Dance. They predicted the switch. Although I'm faster, it does not save me from Excadrill. 302 speed. 325! Hold on. I seem to have a counter. It's resisted. I should have went for Dark Pulse there. Alright, Neon, get in there. Tank the... Oh no! They just keep outplaying me on every possible way. Moonblast? Oh no! Okay, that only hit twice. So it is a multi-hit move. That's unfortunate for them. If it hit 5 times, that would have still been... That would have been catastrophic, but... I'm assuming they're gonna have something, so I'm gonna substitute, see what... Oh no! How do they keep doing this? Okay, this is not good at all for me. So this does not seem like an optimal situation, to say the least. Oh no. They've set up with all of their Pokemon that they've sent out so far. And I think this time I don't have as many options, I mean, to counter it. I'll go for a Volt Switch. This is... Wait, Sash! The Sash, let's go! Alright, last resort. You know what not to do. Go for a Moonblast. Wait, you lived! Last resort is being a last resort. Let's go. Starlight could have really handled this well, but it seems to be a bit late for that. Thunder Punch, you're out of there. Sorry, last resort. Dr. Pepper, though. The absolute GOAT. One-shots Charizard. Oh, no. I think I lose here. If it uses an actual fire move, I'm out of there. But what if? But what if? How does this keep happening? Alright, they're gonna set up Reflect, yep, then I Sword Stance, and completely nullify it. They're gonna set up a Light Screen, and then I Sword Stance, okay. It's still fine, though. Now I essentially still have a Sword Stance over the Reflect. So, that is the scenario in which I play rough. And then they get one-shotted. Phalanx comes out. I have 136 speed. I don't think that I would live a hit. And no! Okay. So this is kind of a scenario to be in. That has 394, so I predict... No. This cannot keep happening. What? Let's try that once more. This cannot keep happening. What is this? It would be a fun narrative to overcome the odds and stuff. But instead, my opponents are usually the ones that overcome the odds. Why does this keep happening? Alright, it's Swords Dancing. I do not like that, so I'm going to surf. Oh no. Oh no. 350. Okay! That is a scenario, to say the least. I'm predicting they're switching into Excadrill. So I'm going to send in my last resort. They sent in Slurpuff. And I have no clue. Belly Drum, oh no. Oh no is my main response to everything. And the Moonblast was pretty good. So I'll go for a Psychic. Play rough. That didn't do much. Because I'm unaware. And now they sent in Excadrill. Now I accept my fate. And they Stealth Rocked? Okay, but now I accept my fate. This is when I get one-shotted. Of course, they would never... Yeah. Why don't you use Iron Head, dude? What are you doing? Okay, this is when I accept my fate. Now is when I... There we go. Finally, now I can accept my fate. And then I send in Captain Crunch to accept his fate. That is simply how it is. Zygarde 10%. Does that... Can I Volt Switch out of that? I can't Volt Switch away. Yeah, Starmie is out of there, so that is not the best scenario. Wait, no, I should have switched into Dr. Pepper! Okay. I have Sash. Why does it say I have Lightning Rod? I think this is suddenly not accurate. Oh, no. Just go for a Moonblast. Why not? And yet again, when I'm supposed to be accepting my fate, this happens. Why? Hoopa Unbound. Of course, now I can accept my fate. Okay, I thought yeah, there we go. I thought it would somehow spin in the other direction. Gerald. Gerald, go get him. I should have Swords Dance there. Attack fell. Oh wait, half attack? Swords Dance. I gotta nullify the screens while I still can. I think it actually doesn't have that many options. Alright, Blastoise. Play rough. I miss, because of course 1,000 attack! I only just noticed this. Alright, Shell Smash. I think that is not the best play right now. Oh wait, restored. So, that is actually pretty scary in my opinion. Dr. Pepper, you're gonna have to die here. It's time for me to accept my fate. For real this time. Let's actually... Yeah, there we go. Finally, I didn't live a hit that I should have never lived. Ice Spinner? Yeah, I lose here. After all of this, destroyed by my own antics. How fitting. Alright. This seems like certified Endermite moment. Yeah, this is a certified Endermite moment. You know what? Go for the Ice Beam. Predict the switch into... Yeah, I think they're gonna switch into Gourgeist. That is my prediction. Or they switch into Greninja. They did switch into Gourgeist. Yes. How does this occur? And since I'm faster, I can just do it again. Oh. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. This seems like... Alright, this is actually the first time that anyone else has had any of the same Pokemon, and they have two, so this is a true match. I'm gonna switch in Clefable. They switched in Zygarde. And, of course, Moonblast, I think. And they switch into Skarmory. Or, rather, Moggingmurray. Oh no! Okay, I probably should have thought that through a bit more. 350? No, my speed is not 350. They sent in Zygarde, sent in Moggard. Oh, that is... Oh wait, yeah, they are faster, so I think I... Wait. Ice Beam? Do they... They don't. I thought they were switching into Skarmory. But I am still faster, so recover. Alluring Voice. So then I recover again. Okay, that almost happened. You know what? Dr. Pepper. Go get him. The showdown. Alluring Voice. Wish. Why would you do this? Alright. I'm gonna wish. Wish to live a single hit. I guess I'll use Psychic. 1,000 arrows, but I live. Because 1,000 arrows is 1,000 arrows, and I heal. And then I switch into... I don't switch. Dr. Pepper must accept his fate. Rest in Pepper. Yeah, this is faster than me, so I Ice Beam, of course. And how am I faster? Wait. Oh, wait, my speed's 361. Was that a speed tie? Alright, then I recover again. Oh, yeah, they taunted. Alright, so now I use Surf. Alluring Voice. Yeah, that does a lot. So then I don't think many of my options are that good here. Alluring Voice is doing so much. Wait, what if I... Okay, I don't. It didn't work. Neon, get in there and live an earthquake, and then somehow live a hit. Oh wait, this is not a good situation to be in. I think I just have to sacrifice something. If I'm gonna sacrifice something, it's gonna be Captain Crunch. Sorry, Crunch. It's just the way it is. If I didn't sacrifice it here, I could have used it to actually beat Skarmory, but it is what it is. And then it's gonna use the Dragon move, and I'm gonna switch into Sylveon. But it used Earthquake, and it used Earthquake again. And then I switch in this. Even if they switch into the Skarmory, I still have an advantage here. I am actually faster than Skarmory. So, I'm gonna use Ice Beam on Moggingmurray. And I send in this. And then it is at 0.6 attack. So I use Sucker Punch. And it failed because it's using Swords Dance. You know I'm just gonna keep using this till it works, right? Alright, now everything yeah, okay, they forfeited. Alright. So now, I'm predicting the Starmie lead, because that's what I always do. So, I'm gonna predict they lead with Starmie, and then I'm gonna Volt Switch out of there, predicting they're, after that, going to switch into Excadrill. Then I switch into Clefable. I think I read into that a bit too much. Volt Switch, get me out of there. And then I switch into Dr. Pepper. And they Sticky Web. And then I use Psychic. Because they... Alright, yeah, they predicted it, but I think that does not matter that much. And then Starmie. Alright. Then I... Wait, they're Mega Evolving. Oh no. I've had the Mega Stone on Starmie this whole time, but I haven't Mega Evolved it, so I actually don't know how strong this is. 370 speed seems like a lot, so I don't think I'm beating that. Excadrill. But you know what? I'm sending in a Starmie of my own. 0 out of 100 health. Wow, so convincing. Now I'm going to use Surf on this, I guess? Well, I should have Ice Beam, but okay. They Earthquake, I live somehow. My speed is lowered, so it is now faster. So I'm gonna switch into Last Resort, because it's a last resort. And it's... Alright, yeah. Alright, the double switch, they're playing some serious mind games, but if I spam Moonblast enough, it has to work. And now, I accept my fate. There we go. And then Endermite comes back in. But the Sticky Web lowers my speed. But I'm still faster somehow. How is this occurring? If we look at Excadrill's speed, it's 300... Wait. That's only if they max their EVs into speed. I forgot that anything else was a thing. Alright, Sticky Web is kind of annoying here. Oh, wait, I think I'm doomed here. I'll Volt Switch, but yeah, it didn't work exactly. Oh, wait, they upped... Wait, is it their stats? Is that Battle Bond? Is that what Battle Bond does? I'm not exactly sure. Alright, they went for a Scald, but I went for a Moonblast. And it one-shotted. Okay. Now they're probably gonna send in Starmie. Yeah, they did. So this is where I accept my fate yet again. I try a Moonblast. But then, out of the shadows, a hero appears. Starmie, get him! They switched. Oh no, wait. Am I still faster? Why is my speed only 90 now? Okay, yeah. Recover. Try it. It worked? Okay, it only worked for a second, but it was pretty cool while it did. Alright, Gerald, get back here. Back to the spotlight. That did a lot of damage. I'm gonna predict that they're switching into Starmie. And they didn't switch into Starmie. Now I'm at 1.5 times attack. So I'm gonna Iron Head. And then I'm just gonna spam Sucker Punch until it works. You can't stop me. No matter how many status moves you use, I will keep spamming until it works. Okay, that... Mawile is just the GOAT. Why does this keep happening? I don't think I've ever used that statement unironically. Never said anything is the GOAT unironically until now. But it is a deserved title. Gerald is just something else. Before the video ends, I got one more replay to show you. This basically is just what happens in every game, but a lot quicker. Swords Dance. Dead, dead, dead. They forfeit. 6 turns and I have already won. I was expecting this to be a difficult challenge that would take me hours, and I won on the first battle, and it wasn't a fluke. Like, what is this?